repeatedly do. So excellence is not an act, it's a habit. Love to start off with a quote. With today, we're going to talk about habit development. So throughout our day, you don't even realise that you're doing habits. So even just me doing this now, that's a habit. I always do that. Brushing my teeth, always do that. Putting your right sock on first, it's a habit. You always do that. It's just these things. We are just a collection of lots of habits that we would repeatedly do every day. And they're not even really habits now, they're more like rituals. So these are just built into our life now when we do them without even realising. And with that, with these sort of habits can come weight gain, which is usually comes down to eating foods that we don't really need, snacking on foods, or relating like a food to a certain like event. So let's say like if you're having not that I smoke, but if you're having a cigarette and then having like some sort of like cake with it or like or crisps with it. If you go into the cinema and you have to have like popcorn, because that's what you relate to that. If you are watching a program and you sat on your sofa, you're having like a bag of crisps, because that's what you relate to that, being sat on the sofa. And that's basically what we do. We are just a lot of different habits that are now pretty much rituals that are sort of built into our life. Now, it's not easy to break these habits, because for some people, you might have been repeatedly doing them for 10, 15 years. So it doesn't take 2-3 weeks to break these habits and put them into positive ones. It could take months. It could literally take absolutely months. But the more you repeat it and you change this habit and you repeat that, the easier it becomes long term. Naturally, when we start something new, so if when we start into January, people want to change so much all at once. And they want to change like 3 or 4 habits. They want to cut out sugar, they want to cut out crisps, they want to cut out snacking, they want to cut out alcohol, they want to cut out bread. So they're already trying to do 5 different sort of habits at once, trying to cut out 5 different things. Now, behind me, you'll see the averages the percentages, of success with how many habits you cut out. So if you just try and work on one habit, it's on average, you'll have a 90% success rate. If you try and do 2 habits, it's 50 to 60%, so it's nearly half. That's just from trying to work on 2 habits. If you try and do 3, it's up to 5% success rate. So if you're trying to do 4 or 5 habits at once, for the first week, maybe that willpower's like, yes, really going to do it, I'm going to give it a good go. It might work for a week. Then after that, it might just slowly plateau, and then you're back to square one again, and you've got to start all over again. And it's sort of like yo-yo habiting, sort of like yo-yo dieting in a way. So basically, just try and work on one habit at a time. Like we don't have to rush anything. You're better to work on one thing and just progress that over time, instead of trying to work on 3 things, nail it for a week, and then just fail, and then have to go back to square one again. So just work on one thing. Now, this one habit you have to think of. I'm not telling you what the habit is. Ben isn't telling you what it is. Sam, Neil, we can't tell you what habit to change. You have to decide on which one habit you want to change. Now, for most people, from what I've gathered over the last few months after speaking to different people, most females, I'm going to say, it seems to be snacking between like 2 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon on foods that they don't really need. So it might be like pastry, might be crisps, might be chocolate, and just on foods that they don't need, but it's just stuff that they have, it's foods that they've eaten for years, and it's just become a habit for them to eat that. So to work on one habit, you need to choose which habit you're going to do, and then sort of make steps from there. So step 1 is to choose the one habit that you want to change, the one that you know you need to change, okay? And you need to change it for something else. You can't just say, right, I'm not going to have that sausage roll at 3 o'clock anymore, that's it, I'm going to go cold turkey. Because you need to change it for something else. You need to change it for a positive, change it for a positive change. If you're having a sausage roll and it's like 250 calories, even if you just have an apple and you have like a diet Coke or you have some water, that's going to literally quarter your calorie intakes and give you more nutrients, but you're replacing it. To begin with, you're going to think, do you know what, this just isn't a sausage roll, it's just not doing it for me. For now, that's fine, that's just what's going to happen, but you just have to stick to it, be consistent, and just keep working on it, not just give up straight away. So you need to change it for a positive one. If you're unsure of what you want to change it to, ask us and we'll give you a bit of advice on what we suggest you change it to. And we'll go from there, okay? And the third one is you need to make it a ritual. You can't just change it and then just do it for 2 or 3 days and just think, oh, I've had a bad day, I'm just gonna go back to this again. You need to make it a ritual. You really need to work on it, and on those days where you're really craving it, you just need to sort of distract yourself from it and work yourself around it. The thing is with willpower is that willpower does run out, and willpower doesn't get you through everything. But you need to think why you're doing it. So it's sort of like why power instead of willpower. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I'm trying to lose weight. So if I don't have that sausage roll, I know that I'm going to lose weight. So for that time and I'm really craving it, I should just think, right, well, the reason why I'm trying to cut back is because I'm trying to reduce the calories so I'll lose weight. So when you're really craving it, just think, yeah, I'm doing this because I need to lose weight. Or that's the goal that I think I need. And then all of this, you need to do it every day without fail. You cannot just do it for 1, 2, 3 days and then just think, oh, like, sack it, I can't do it anymore. You need to do it every day without fail. If you think that you have eaten this way or done this habit for 15, 20 years maybe, you're not going to just change it overnight. It'll take months, but you need to work on it. If you start working on it now, you just improve it every day, it does get easier and you don't even think about it. This little bit I'm just going to do on a sort of mindful eating. Now I'm reading a really good book at the moment called, what's it called? Design Yourself Thin, I think it's called. Basically it's talking about willpower again and how willpower doesn't get you through everything. It can get you through a little bit, it can sort of push you through, especially if you're training like the willpower to really get it done. But then after a while it does just, those energy reserves do just run out. So you need to be clever with it instead. Now, and what the book's saying is to just change your environment. If you're used to having like a chocolate bar at 2 or 3 o'clock, instead of saying, oh, I'm not having it again, I'm just going to cut it out, I'm just going to go cold turkey. Instead of being like that, just make sure you've got no chocolate in your office, in your house, in your car, anywhere around you. And just keep yourself distracted from actually having it. So it's like over a while you don't even realise that you don't need it. And one of the girls recently sent a message saying that her sweet tooth is reduced and she didn't even realise it because she's not been thinking about it. She used to enjoy chocolate, enjoy sweets, but then over time, like over literally, I think it was like 3 months, without even realising her sweet tooth just reduced because she's just taken her mind off it. And that's what you need to do. You just need to take your mind and just distract yourself from what's going on. But be clever with it at the same time. Don't just be cold turkey with it and try and really fight it with willpower. You need to also just be a little bit clever with it. So if you've got one food that you know that just gets you every time and it adds like 200 calories to your overall sort of intake for the day, you need to be clever, be smart, and either move it out the space, move it out your way completely, physically move it out your way, get rid of it, make sure it's not in the house, make sure it's not in the office, and then just replace it with something else that's actually going to have benefit to you. And again, this goes back to the habit development. So choose one habit, change it for something else, and then make it a ritual, and every day, without fail, repeat, repeat, repeat.